Good morning there, Mr. Roger. So last night, Mr. Roger, in the battle plan, I did a test of adding the strong level. So that's going to be something happens every Sunday night since you don't use TradingView. So, and there might be other people who don't use TradingView. Who knows? Um, so those will be in there, and it'll be specific also which are the strong ranges versus strong levels. And so, hold on. Ron asked me a question. Um, Hi, George. Do you mean 75, 75? Yeah, I misspoke, Ron. I guess. I don't even remember what I said. Number two is short. Exactly. The AM briefing mentioned you lose at level. Yes, I misspoke. Not unusual when I get excited. And to keep the AM briefing brief. Hope you don't mind me. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Sorry it took me so long. I had to figure out how to do it because that code is like 800 line. If you saw the code, I'll show you real quick. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So I needed a way to extract the levels within a certain range, figured it out, how to automate it, make it simple. So it's done now. So thank you for the continual reminders to do that. It's done. All right. Well, here in another minute, I don't care who's here or not, we're going to go through Trade Buddy. Um, Now, Roger, I have a question. I know you use a different thing, Quant Tower or something. Is it its own app, or are you able to access it through Chrome? I'm curious because this Trade Buddy is for Chrome, so it's not for Trading View specifically, although there are features embedded in it that is for Trading View. But do you access your charting software through Chrome, or is it its own app? I assume it's its own app. But if you were interested in journaling, you could still download TradeBuddy and utilize 99% of the features through Chrome. So I just mentioned that to you. Just because you're not on TradingView, you still would have the ability, in my opinion, not in my opinion, and it's truth, to journal, if that was something you were interested in. But you're an old timer. You may not need to do that. Um, all right, let me check a couple things. We are streaming. Let me just check let me make sure I unlocked today's stream for anybody to view it. How's the volume, Mr. Roger? You do it through the app? I thought so. Yep, we're public. And we'll go here. Well, it's only a couple of us. I'm not going to go into the app if it's just two of us right now. We'll wait a second, see if we can get a little more people in. I know I'm doing it early, and when you change something, it rarely works well. People are used to specific times. So we'll hang out a minute. Let me make sure I got people on here. Hey, Christine. Let's see. Christine asked, "Would you prefer us?" No, Zoom. Zoom is live. Zoom is real time. The YouTube stream is delayed. Definitely. So you are a member. You'd be here on Zoom. Although if you ever wanted to like the stream, I would appreciate it. Even click the share button, even if you have no one to share it with. That would be cool. So yeah, no, be right here on Zoom. This is the place to be. I appreciate it. How are things going, Christine, in your trading? Since we're here early and it's just a few of us. If there's ever anything you want to discuss or something, don't be shy to reach out, okay? I'm curious, Christine, are you trying to use um, Trade Buddy? I understand. And what you have to do is you have to schedule it. You know, for example, if you had other businesses, um, Monday's a great day not to trade, like ever. Rarely is it a great day where we're like, oh my gosh, look at all these trades we took. Um, and one of the ways to know that for yourself, oh wow, 4 weeks, that's crazy. Um, is if you are journaling or you can download your CSV files, um, it'll tell you which days do you personally trade best. And that might help you schedule your life around your other businesses and your trading business. Like, you know what? I crush it on Tuesdays for whatever reason. Tuesday mornings, I am unreal. That's the day you schedule your trading, and or Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. So that data will come to you and you'll be able to massage it into your life. When do you trade best? When are you your best? That's really the first question. When are you your best? So good morning, Jake. All right, I'm on one more minute and we're going to get started, and we're going to go through the features. Let me go ahead and just open my journal. So one of the things I did, because we have Chart Buddy, which does a lot of um, trading view automation task for us, I made it, there's a hierarchy. And so what I did is I made the Trade Buddy, the journaling to be in front of the Chart Buddy. Okay, so Chart Buddy manipulates the chart. Trade Buddy helps you become a better trader. I wish I had a name Trade Buddy Copilot, because really it's like your Copilot. Oh, thank you, Christine. But I made it in front of. So when you open your journal, it would open in front of Chart Buddy. Okay. So let's talk about the new features here, because I am excited. Let me load that. There we go. So the first big feature, actually, let me just talk about a small feature. Let's talk about a small feature in your settings. Down here at the bottom, near the bottom, is the leverage metrics. Okay. Everyone received that training in fact, that training is free for everybody. Yes, it's in the Core Strategy Academy, but literally it's free for everybody. I just consider that my gift to the community, because we are risk first focused, and that training is free for everybody. So if there's anybody that hears this and you don't have access to it, let me know. But what this does is just gives you a quick, hey, what's my max risk per trade? Let's say it was $150, okay? And I'm trading ES. You could flip this back and forth. And then you can turn this on. And it's going to put a little leverage metrics on your chart. And what this is your number of points. So if your stop loss for this trade was 6 points away, it tells me I could trade 5 contracts. Super easy, floats on your screen. I used to screenshot this and keep it as a screenshot somewhere on my screen when I was first doing this and getting it really dialed in. but and now it can live right here inside of your trading view chart floating. You can minimize it if you want to put it somewhere like, okay, I'm not ready to enter a trade yet. You're like, okay, I want to bring it back. I just want to be really focused that I am staying within my leverage metrics. Staying, that is key. Then you can break every rule in the world, but the one rule you cannot break is blowing your daily loss limit. And inside of your daily loss limit, it's your max risk per trade. So talking about daily loss limits, I added something here. This is a little calculator, and you open this. Here's the full leverage metrics. Okay. So for example, let's say you came in here and, 450 is my maximum daily loss limit. I want to blow that in 3 trades, and I'm trading MES. Okay. Well, this gives you everything you need here. So for example, if the ideal stop loss 3 points, you can trade 10 contracts. That matches with this. 3-point stop loss, 10 contracts. 6-point stop loss, which is the average stop loss on ES. I can trade 5 contracts. Well, that lines up with your leverage metrics up here as well. 6-point stop loss, 5 contracts. Okay. So that's the standard leverage metrics for every trade. And in this case, it's 3 trades. Receives the same risk profile right here. $150 risk for every trade. Okay. So now that is really nice right here. There's also some other positional calculators I have added here that if you wanted to see it, and if you're not a member and you're interested in getting this, the leverage metrics on, it's a free Chrome extension now. It's public, it's available. Just got released this week. So it'll give you this exact calculator on a Chrome extension. So if you're watching on YouTube and you're not a member and you're interested in getting that as a Chrome extension, it's down there. In fact, if you go to microstrader.com and you click calculators right here, click calculators, and you'll come to the calculator and it will send you to the Chrome store to get that extension. Okay. It's for the leverage metrics. There's also a scaling leverage. Okay. And the scaling leverage metrics, this is just something for you to think about. The scaling leverage metric says, hey, I want to take half of my daily loss limit risk in my first trade, because my first trade is probably going to be my best trade. It's where I'm going to be the most picky. And I'm going to make sure I'm being the most picky. So I'm going to front load my daily loss limit on my first trade. So what would that look like? Okay. And then what would my next 2 trades look like? So if you had a 6-point stop loss, if I'm going to do the scaling leverage, I could do 7 contracts. Okay. So I can bump that up a little bit. And then you dial down to 3 and 3, because after a loss, let's say that first one was a loser, I think as standard practice, you should leverage down. Why? Because most traders do the exact opposite to get out of the pain of being down, and they double their leverage. Account blown. They're emotional. They're not on their best game. They just took a loss. So as a standard practice, I, George, MicroTrader, recommend scaling down after a loss, not scaling up, but you can also just stay the same leverage as well. So that's a minor. I don't think it's minor. It's just, it's all right here now contained in the chart buddy under the leverage metrics. Okay. I'm going to go and turn leverage metrics off now, clear up my screen a little bit. Here it is. I'm going to turn it off. Perfect. So the next major thing, and this one is major, it's called trader profiles. So you can create as many profiles as you want. In this case, the best explanation I can give is, hey, you got a cash account, you got a retirement account. You would treat these accounts differently. Maybe you're making, maybe this could be eval accounts versus funded accounts. Maybe this could be sim funded accounts and live accounts. And you want to track those differently because you're trading them a little differently. You have different risk parameters. So maybe you want to journal them separately. So whenever you add a profile, I'm going to put test profile. Why not? When I hit test profile, it automatically is going to add it over here to your journal. So there's your three accounts: your cash, retirement, and your test profile. So basically, what that does for you, it now creates different journals. So let's go to my cash account here. Let me just put in Lord as my number one gratitude. Okay. And then I switch to my retirement account. Well, it gives me a new journal because that is for the retirement account. Okay. So you might actually have a different journal set up, maybe for that. So maybe not. I would keep it the same in all honesty for consistency. But that way you have two different accounts here. And then in this version, you can put in your dashboard link here. And there's specific instructions on how to set that up, how to set this up. Pop, it'll give you the instructions here, okay? Because it's a local file on your machine, okay? Your dashboard is a local file. It is not public. I don't have access to it. Nobody else has access to it. But if you put that in there, you'll get this dashboard button, okay? And I'm going to reconnect to my last dashboard. And the reason why I want to show you that, because in your dashboard here, it'll show you your different profiles. So now I can have a dashboard that's just for my cash account or just for my retirement account. And you can look at all of those metrics separately. So the trader profiles allows you to have multiple journals and multiple dashboards. And one more thing, and we're going to talk about Trade Coach. So I'm going to scroll down to where I can find Trade Coach right here, Trade Coach. Just, it's either on or off. And then we can mess with the settings. We'll talk about that now. So Trade Coach, what that does is it puts this bar on your chart, okay? And this Trade Coach is going to help monitor what you're doing today. And we'll even award points based upon you staying within certain risk parameters that you have predefined. So we'll come up here. This is a little settings wheel, and we can turn on the settings. Carl, Zoom is for full members. But for the summer, at minimum, I'm offering the YouTube channel membership where you can watch the Zoom. And if you decide to become a full member, that's when you can get access to Zoom. So when you hit that little settings thing, couple things. Number one, when I on a cash account, it tells me which account I'm on. If I switch this to a different account, this coach bar will change as well, okay? Let's go back to settings. This is reminding you these settings are for the trader profile cash. And in here, you can set up multiple parameters. What is my daily loss limit? What's my weekly loss limit? What's my maximum number of trades that I want to take? What is my maximum number of losses in a row I can tolerate? What's a big green day? What's a big red day? These are in here because Trade Coach will give you messages based upon, let's say you actually had a big red day. And at the end of the day, it's going to give you a message about having big red days. How do you trade the next day? So it's going to give you coaching, quote unquote, trade coaching based upon this type of data. Also, what's your daily profit target? It'll tell you, hey, you hit your daily profit target today. Why don't you consider closing down your platform and walking? So that's why I'm saying the Trade Coach will give you messages based upon these parameters. And you'll also earn points based upon your parameters. One of the other things is you put in your trading windows. When are you allowed to trade? When aren't you allowed to trade? Once again, the Trade Coach will give you a little pop-up that says, hey, buddy, you just entered a trade outside of your trading hours. Just a gentle little reminder, okay? So set up your trading windows. If you only want to trade from, let's say, for me, 9 a.m. to, for me, actually, this is my time frame. This is your time frame, 8:30. Actually, I don't mind entering at 5 in the morning because I'm up early. So if I'm at a battle plan, so let's go 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. 11 a.m. That makes a lot of sense for me. And then if I come back in the afternoon, I'm a 1 p.m. and I will enter. And I'm going to put to 5 p.m. actually. Actually 4 p.m. That's when it closes my time. So these are my trading windows. If I execute a trade outside of those trading hours, it's going to give me a little notification. Okay. Now let's talk about the notifications real quick because there's three different ways you can get the notifications. There's also three different ways you can do the journal. I'm going to show you that. Let's go show you that first. Let me go here. Let me tighten up my window here. I'm going to close this. Let's close the object tree. So in your journal, there's three different ways now your journal can appear to you. Okay, your journal location. This is called a floating panel. Whoa, I didn't mean to move you. This is a floating panel. This deal here. It's a floating panel. You can close it up, move it wherever you want. Then there's a side panel where it will open up your journal in a side panel. So it's still on my Chrome, but it's not on top of my chart. I kind of like that. So you can do it as a floating panel, or you can do it as a side panel, or you can do a pop-up window, which is a different Chrome. So I can slide this thing off my screen. I can put it on a different monitor. So it's a pop-out window. All right. So there's the floating panel, there's the side panel, and then there's the pop-out window. Okay. I keep it as a floating panel. That way, as I journal, you can see what I write. But there's three different ways you can do your panel. Let's go back to Trade Coach. So here on Trade Coach, you see this flashing green. This means there's a message down here. And it's actually telling me, hey, your G's 5 is waiting for you. So what G's 5 is, it's called George's 5. I throw in three questions. Has the key levels been identified? Did you review the battle plan? Did you check today's economic calendar? Those questions will rotate every single day. These two do not. Did you read the battle plan and did you watch the EM briefing? I think that should be part of your morning routine. It gives me a green check mark. Sometimes those three questions are going to be mindset questions. Sometimes they're going to be chart setup questions, but it's just, hey, I'm going to ask you three quick questions, okay? As if you and I were on Zoom together and I asked you those questions. And so it's just a little reminder, hey, make sure you've done that, okay? It'll throw up a tip from time to time. I have, I think, 100 different tips programmed in, and I will add to it as it goes on. If you don't want to see any of those messages, you can clear all the messages. You can also change how those messages appear. I don't need you. It can be a floating panel. It can be a side panel. So I can put my trade coach over there on the side panel, and whenever something pops up, I see it. Okay. Also, you can do it as a pop-out window. So those are three different ways that you can do your coach notes. Coach notes. I like that. Light and dark mode, and you could customize whatever messages appear. I would keep them check mark, but you do you. There's also a score. There's a score based upon today. You'll start out about 60 points. You have to earn the rest of the points. And then it gives you a 5-day little average. Kind of what's your score? How you doing according to your rules? Okay. So when I click today, it'll show me what were my scores. So for G's 5, you earn 5 points. You check mark those. If you don't do it, you can still get a 95. That's a great freaking score, right? Think about school. And then there's other criteria. We're not going to deep dive into that, but I am open to discussion. If anyone wants to talk about how these points are allocated, if we should change them around, we can. So for example, did you blow through your max trades? Did you say you were going to do 3 max trades and you did 7? Well, that's going to ding you. Did you trade outside your trading hours? Did you blow your daily loss limit? I made that 30 of the 100 points. Maybe it should have been 80 of your 100 points. Did you blow through your daily loss limit? So, and then how did you grade your own discipline today, which is in our journal? Next thing, you should be journaling your trades. I made them one step easier now. So let's look at this. Let's say I took a long. It's going to timestamp right now, 8:22. my time. I went long because I just said I went long. It'll remember which instrument you like to trade. And let's say I lost 50 points. Okay. When this calculates, you're going to see these two things change. I have used now 33% of my daily loss limit and 10% of my weekly loss limit. So at a glance, when my journal is closed, I can see what percentage of my daily, what percentage of my weekly I have burned through. I'm going to cancel this, and those should revert back to zero once it recognizes there's no trade there. So a nice quick way to see my trailing drawdown for the day are my how much of my daily loss limit have I used? How much of my weekly loss limit have I used? How many of my trades have I used? This doesn't track how much of your daily goals you have made. Profit takes care of itself. I want risk to be first and foremost, and that's why it's on the coach's bar. If you would really like it, make the bar longer. I could put what percentage of your daily goal you have earned, what percentage of your weekly goal have you earned. I chose not to put them there, but they're in the programming. And if, let's say my first trade, I made 50 points, it's going to say, hey, daily goal reached, blah, 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 blah. And maybe your daily goal's 10, you know, make it 10, whatever your daily goal is. And Trade Coach will help keep you in those with reminders. Okay. I This was a labor of love here, the Trade Coach. An insanely amount of time went into this. It's funny and different message. So cool. All right. So hopefully that will be valuable to you over time. I know it will be. On the weekend or anytime during the week, you can do a weekend reflection that'll give you a focus this week. And that's your notes. That's your notes. And when you close your journal, your focus for this week will be here. How do you get there? So let's say you didn't have access to this updated version of Trade Buddy this week, and you do now. So if you come into here and I go to Journal Archive, at any time you can do a weekend reflection, and that weekend reflection will be there through Friday, and then it resets for the weekend, okay? But on the weekend, there will be a special button here under Today that says, that prompts you to do your weekend reflection, okay? And it keeps an archive of your weekend reflection here. So there's my weekend reflection, perfect patience, wait for your ideal entries. And well, that's what it says here. Perfect patience, wait for your ideal entry. So even when your journal's closed, your focus for this week is visible to you. So we are 5 minutes to the opening. I think we will wrap up the discussion on Trade Buddy. Just go to microstrader.com and then it's trade-buddy. I need to make sure everybody should have that link. I've posted it many times. In fact, let me just go ahead and go into the Discord group right now. I'm going to post the link if you want to download that. So Trade Buddy there. Help you become a better trader. All right, so that's in the Discord group. Just as a reminder for people who haven't downloaded it yet, that it's on their to-do list. I want to circle back to one thing from the AM briefing. So in the settings, you can create checklist right here. Checklist. I created 2 checklists for myself down here. Pre-flight checklist. And let's say you wanted to have a checklist for your entry criteria. Well, one of the things we talked about this morning, make sure you had the current version of strong levels and the current version of battle plan. That would be a good thing to put into this checklist, okay? And so whenever you hit checklist, it opens up, it shows you your checklist. And you can add an image if you wanted to add an image for whatever reason that's in there. One of the things I could envision an image being used for is in your entry criteria, you draw out what you believe is the perfect entry for your perfect trade. You can also, you can't see it very well. I probably need to put a blue border around it. You can pop out your checklist to where if you said, you know what, I really just want to focus on this checklist and I don't want to see anything else. So I'm doing my pre-flight checklist. This is something I haven't been doing well. This is you talking to yourself. I've been skimping on my pre-flight checklist. I've been trading before I'm fully ready. And so, um, there you go. All right, let's get back to the chart. Let's get back to the chart. Let me resize this. I got to get ready. Resize, open up my object tree. There we go. I don't need you. And make sure we're still streaming. Cool. Welcome to the Zoom simulcast on YouTube. This is like getting a sample at Costco. The pre-flight checklist is key for me. I agree, Jake. You know, and maybe for a while you pop it out, you make it larger, you make it prominent and go, I will not trade until I completed this checklist. You know, I love using aviation analogies. At one time, I was pursuing my private pilot license. And, you know, one of the things that you do, there's a full checklist when you walk around the aircraft. You better do that before you take off. Then you get in the cockpit. There's a separate checklist when you're in the cockpit. You better do that checklist. Same thing with trading. You know, should there be a two-step checklist? There could be. And you have to take it seriously. And now it's embedded in the journal that's setting right here. It's super easy now. And you pop it out and go, okay, I've got to now, oops, I didn't mean to move that. Now I've got to focus on this checklist. I will not do anything until this is done. And you know what? You might have to get up earlier. You might have to get up earlier to do it. I don't know. You know you. I could close up that checklist and just keep it here if I wanted. So perfect. You know, because you're an expert, you know, you skimp on it a little bit because you know, like how they say plumbers have leaky faucets. Okay, let's go 3 minute chart. Let's pull this in. Let's pull this in. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Oh, that's the journal. I don't need the journal right now. I don't need that right now. I need this. Perfect. I don't need you on this screen. So Dow is still hovering there at all-time highs, near to overnight high. NQ is nowhere like the rest of us. Moderate our expectations. Isn't it weird to see the London session inside of the Asia session? And by the way, it's like that Russian egg. They're all inside of each other. We're basically at the half back of yesterday. Right now, we're in the middle of the middle, according to yesterday. And multi-day session, we're kind of in the upper distribution. Yep. Let's turn on our strong levels. So we're sandwiched back and forth between these two strong levels. Very well. Very nice. You know, Vin, you said something there. This is one reason it's called G's 5. Uh, Is I said, you know, a lot of people call me G. Good morning, Mr. G. Hope all is well with you and your team. I'm back online after a little break. Very cool. Where are the recordings of your briefings saved? They're on the YouTube channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. Um, I do need to make a daily post for a little while because there's Trade Buddy and there's Chart Buddy, and I want you to have. So let me make me a little. I need to make a little to-do list here. I've been using Google Keep lately. I've been enjoying it. So let me make that note in my Google Keep. Um, Daily links to Chrome extensions. I need to do that. You know, one thing I've learned by running a group, just because you say something 50 times, it probably means only 10% of the people saw it or heard it.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
Okay. So last night I made a fantastic trade. I'm still in the trade. Didn't have enough time to talk about it this morning, so I didn't. Last night in the Discord group, I said, who's going to win this strong level? So Asia opened. I'm just going to watch the Asia opening. Don't trade the Asia opening, my humble opinion. When we got back under, I went short at the strong level. Okay. Peeled contracts, put my lotto runner in the negative position and went to bed. So I am still short from that trade. My stop is still in the negative position. And I'm going to let it go. So I am still in this trade here. And in fact, let me adjust this. There we go. How about that? So I'm still short. We're going to let it go. Battle plan 2, you know, it's already really worked out. Could you still be interested in a short here from the strong range? You certainly could be. Now, one of the things to note as we come into this trend line, this is going to be a challenging area, but if we make it all the way down to here, that is where battle plan 2 is mapped out to. I'm going to turn on the battle plan. So battle plan 1 had a long coming into this region here. And so as I said in the AM briefing, that has played out nicely. And battle plan 2, so I wanted a nice big bounce into here. Could you say we technically did it? Did we come down into this strong range from here and make it to here? Yeah. So, you know, it's got to drain all of that demand that is there. And are they going to defend it, or are we going to take it down to target? So been a very nice day. I did that trade with multiple contracts last night, and holding my lotto runner because I wanted to hold a lotto runner because this seemed to me to be a pretty, well, anytime I map a battle plan trade, I think it's going to be a decent trade. I did make in the note in battle plan 1 that I didn't have the highest confidence that they would defend again because yesterday's defense of this range was sloppy. It just was sloppy, but they won. They took out 2 daily highs. So, you know, that is what worked out. So let's clean up my screen a little bit. And by the way, you can see I got battle plan 1 here and battle plan 2 over here. You can adjust those if you go into your indicator, right here, how far over. So I have battle plan 1 at 0 bars. If I want to move it over, let's say to 20 bars, I could. Battle plan 2, I had to move it way out of the way because it was starting to compete with battle plan 3. So I give those different spacings. So if you want to move them, you can move them wherever you want to move them. All right, we are now outside of the first 6 minutes of trading. I rarely recommend trading the first 6 minutes. We do some trades from time to time that are within that range, but I love to be at a phenomenal trade location. One of the battle plan notes was here in battle plan two. Of course, you don't have to engage in either battle plan one or two. If you're really says, you know what, I got to get away from this 75 level. We got to get out of here. I'm going to engage in price once we leave this balance area. And I got to say, I agree with you. And that's why that note was included there. That maybe you go, I don't want either of these trades. Yeah, makes sense. They both only worked out small so far. So, nothing to write home to mama about. I'm real tempted to go ahead and just lock my 10 pointer on this trade here. Let me turn on the essentials. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop behind the opening at 82. That's going to lock in. I'm going to just lock in 4 points. So that puts me a few points above the opening. So I'm going to lock green on my lotto runner now instead of the negative position. The negative position was my first negative position actually was above the Asia high. Then this morning I moved it to here, and now I've moved it to here. Makes a lot of sense to me. My target is to come to here. Will that happen? I don't know. We never know exactly what price is going to do. We can just look at the highest probability trades. So lost the strong range, came back and touched the top of it, and now I'm pushing back down. Let's go to a 1 minute chart and let's zoom in so we can see that. So lost the range, came back up and tested the top. Move here. The 75 level is the big level right now. Oh, I hear my beautiful wife moving. I'm going to go refresh my coffee here in a minute. So look at the 4 pack. Are we on the same train? No, sir. We are not on the same train. So for people on YouTube, this is how you can see what time frame I am on. I created this actually after a Zoom meeting with a prospective member. He said, sometimes I can't tell which time frame you're on. I went, I'm going to solve that problem. And here we are. So still short, stop above the opening a little bit. It's going to capture a minimum 4 points on the lotto runner. Just because the 75 area is so big, if we regain it, it's probably going to take back the whole overnight session.
No
So might as
level,
well
no
capture
trade,
something green.
period. Make
That's
price
how I
come
look
to
at it.
you.
Your
No
mileage
prediction
may vary.
trading. What are the break levels telling you?
Um, I'm going to hand draw in the opening. So I can turn off the essentials indicator. I don't need it. It's putting too much on my chart. Let's turn these off. Let's just go to a clean chart now. So we got our opening in. We just took the London low, but not the Asia low. The 75 level is kind of the bull bear line for this area of the chart, in my opinion, and it is a battle back and forth. Hopefully we can get a good trade in today. Yesterday was looking for the right trade in the right trade location, but holding that trade was nearly impossible. So I awarded Zoom 0 points yesterday. Hopefully that transparency is noted. Yeah, we made it to targets, but man, I don't think you'd have been in that trade. All right, back and forth through 75. Not a whole lot here right now. If you're flat, we're waiting, in my opinion, waiting for a new trade location. This level has been beaten to death. And welcome to the battle plan, Mr. Steele. Mr. Reed is doing the 7-day trial. Welcome, Mr. Reed. All right. Big battle at 75.75. Bulls control, shorts are counter. Small, if at all. I did not enter my trade last night here. So let's do that. I think I want to annotate that trade. So let's annotate that trade. Mhm. That's where I went short. Anything else I want to add here? I think that's fine. So have your cursor where you want that trade to be annotated. And I'm going to hit short. And I got to go back and change this. Actually, I don't know if I can backdate it to last night now. That's interesting. I'm just going to give it a 5 a.m. entry. It's fine. It's fine. Let's give it a 5 a.m. entry. So at this point, I got 20, actually 25 locked in, I think. I'm going to hit screenshot. So it'll add that screenshot right to my chart. This was core strategy, and I'm going to hit save and close. Now it inputs my trade. It timestamps my trade right here. I can click the timestamp and it will reload it. Profit target hit. Did you see that? Because I changed the profit target to 10 points for today. It was originally up. I'm now locked out from changing my settings until the end of the day. So, okay, there we go. Cool. Profit target hit. Very nice. I can move you over here where it's not occupying the screen. Very nice. All right. Adjusted stop to above the opening price. Okay. And the goal here, in all honesty, is that battle plan 2 short continues on down. But if we ladder back above the opening and above this strong level, well, hey, that ain't gonna work. To me, battle plan 2 already played out and you got stopped out. I'm only short because I went short before that trade. So retested the opening. That's a big thing. So retested the opening, had a beautiful bounce back in. The opening defended once to perfection. If anyone took that short, congrats. Beautiful trade. We didn't talk about it. Good thing about that type of trade, the stop is pretty obvious where to put that. So if you took that, cool. Let's see if that thing gets down. I'd love for us to make it down to here. That would give me a 50 pointer basically from my short. We're in the meat of the overnight session right here. We are in just the meat. And we're in the middle of yesterday's range as well. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Nice. Look at Russell. Come on. Dow is battled previous day high with a big bounce. Now it's battling at the VWAP. NQ is continuing the down journey. Come on, Dow. Let's get down there. You bounced off previous day high. Cool. Now let's rip below it. It's got lots of people defending price. The down move is going to be difficult, but if it starts moving down, we're going to have a really nice move down. And if NQ turns around, shoo, Dow already bounced at a beautiful location. Let's zoom out here on I think it's Alt Enter. Yeah. So NQ took an overnight low there. Okay, beautiful bounce area. So Dow's bounced and Q is bouncing. Is this the turnaround move? It very well could be. Don't get too excited about a down move here. Bulls control. If Dow gets back inside of yesterday's range, it could get fun to the south. We need a good south move, my opinion. It's time. Another test of the opening to perfection. I'm still short, but that's within a few points of getting me out. I'll close my platform at Green Day insured, and it would take a fresh battle plan trade to get me into an entry. And a double tap on the opening. Well, when bulls control, all shorts are probably going to double and triple tap. You've got to expect that. When the bears control, almost every long is going to double and triple tap. It's one of the frustrating things, but it's just true. And that's why we talk about the three contract system. All right. Still back and forth through this level, the 75-75 level. We click battle plan note number 2 here. I mistyped this, so I apologize. That's why Ron called me out on it. In my notes, I put 74-75 instead of 75-75. So, but 75-75 is the key level. Of course, you don't have to engage in either of these, but so sorry for the wrong level and the ability to clarify that. So thanks, Ron. All right. Living on a prayer here at 75-75. If we can get a down move, this would make sense, and then we would bring up battle plan 3. Jeez. Come on, Dow. It's the only thing holding us up, dude. Only thing holding us up. I need to see my Chrome extensions there. Come on. Double tap on the opening. Let's get down. Let me go hug my wife. I'll be right back. You had to take it in the morning? Ugh. Maybe you take it at school. All right, I'm back. Had to go see my wife after she woke up. All right, there's a nice little move there. You'd have to survive a double tap off the opening if you took that. But man, those openings, they are so good, aren't they? So let's see if we can make it down to battle plan 2. Very nice, very nice. Still short from last night. Let me adjust this. Make sure it's staying in the same place. It is. Let's open that all the way. Nice. So if we can make it down to the end of this, that'll be a 50 pointer for me, which is really sweet. Would I be shocked if we don't make it and make new all-time highs? Of course not. Bulls control. Shorts are counter, small if at all. Hold a lotto runner. I had to hold the lotto runner in the negative position. Let's look at that for a second here. Trade. Peeled. Negative position, and I actually brought it up here. Like I was really going for if we lost that. And then you get the big move. Then I moved my stop up into here. Came back, and I'm sure that would have gotten me out. Double, triple, quadruple tap on that level. Had to be behind it. That's playing perfect chess for people who are kind of new and you hear the word playing perfect chess. That's playing perfect chess, keeping your king behind other pieces, keeping your king behind other pieces. So, all right. Not really interested in battle plan 1 here, as I am short. I would not take battle plan 1, but if we bounced here and then reclaim the open and then reclaim this, you got to go. You got to go with it and come up here to the big level, my humble opinion. If you're short, try to stay short. Our goal is here. And then we'll bring up the additional battle plan. In fact, let's go and do that. Let's bring up battle plan 3 now. So battle plan 3 has this mapping here, where we're looking to get down into this strong range. Get back above the strong range. There's entry off the top, off the middle, off the bottom. That's how the strong ranges work. You get to, kind of pick. I'm thinking along off the top of it. Let's look at the battle plan notes on battle plan number 3 here. Let me bring them a little higher. Battle plan 3 and 4 are really a hybrid here. Yeah, there was a lot of, I tried to make it one mapping and it just was too convoluted. So I made them 2 different mappings. So battle plan 3 mainly focuses on the overnight low and that strong range, this strong range here. I would not be afraid to engage in price here. So notice on battle plan 1, I go, I don't give it the highest confidence. And if you don't want to engage in 1 or 2, I understand. My eyeballs would go further down the chart. So that said, those who know me know that I would prefer a deeper pullback here. If you're short from battle plan 2, hold a lotto runner just in case price keeps going your direction. And that is also letting you know, hey, battle plan 3 here is a great place to take profit. So if you can hold a battle plan trade to the next opposing battle plan trade, that makes a lot of sense. All right, at this point, I got to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock a 10 pointer on the lotto runner at this point. So we're going to move it here to a 10 pointer. Could take a 20 right here. That's a good day. Easily move it right here to 20 and go, whatever happens, happens. I'm cool with it. That's a good day. But I'm going to put it at 10 with the goal of getting down here, which would make it almost a 50 pointer. So I'm already in a winning trade. I don't really want to look for another trade. Green day is insured. Green over greed, and what I mean by greed is that you want to look for another trade. Forget it. You're already in a winning trade. If you're flat, let's see if we can get down to battle plan 3. If we can get down to battle plan 3, get a reversal long, and then reclaim these levels here, this is where we would look to add to our trade. We could do an initial entry down here and then look to add actually here if we like the price action, or we wait for reclaims up here to get long. So if you're not short, you're flat. Let's wait to see what happens if we get down here to battle plan 3. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. All right, big. So this is the second attack on previous day high for Dow. Do we push through? Do we push through? We shall see. Oh, turn off my drawing tool, George. All right, let's take a peek at so NQ. Obviously, the next level here is last week's low, which is down here at 29,273-ish. So we'll see how that works. By the way, when you have a multiple view like this, you just hit Alt or Control, Alt or Option Enter, and it will take that panel large, then Alt Option Enter, it makes that panel go back into the grouping. All right, nice. Let's see if we can get down there. We are on a 3-minute chart. And of course, we're coming against this trend line. It's going to be difficult to push through, but Dow's got a long ways. It could drop and still be very, very. I mean, even if it got to the half back in last week's high, here, it's a great bounce area. So it's a beautiful place that price could go. Maybe if Dow can extend that, NQ can extend to last week's low, we can get down here to battle plan 3. That's what I'm looking for. Battle plan 3 is a little close to me, so I'm going to adjust it over a little bit. I'm going to adjust it 20 bars to the right, and it'll pop over 20 bars to the right. Thank you, Caleb. And in fact, I'm glad you said that. Let me turn this back on. Let me turn this. I forgot the Sunday opening. So we're right here at Sunday's opening. Big level. Thank you, sir.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
All right. I can delete that. I can delete that. Okay. Beautiful. So we are at Sunday's opening. Often a very difficult level to break. If it can break it, that typically is the gateway to a bigger move. It's also against the trend line, right? So we got the Sunday opening against the trend line. This area is going to be challenging to get through. But if we can get through it and reclaim it, that can be really, really strong. I'm excited. Come on, get down there. Get down there. Get down there. Turn on the essentials real quick. A very moderate ATR, to be honest. We're all below VWAPs. Two of us are below previous day low. One of us is in the lower distribution. Dow, of course, is in the upper distribution. So we're against the Sunday opening and this trend line we drew in the AM briefing. If we can get below there, we should come to battle plan 3. And if it wants to go further, I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome it. So let's clean up the chart just a little bit. All right, Sunday opening and trend line. That's going to be a speed bump, in my opinion. Let's roll this over. So Dow's at previous day high, trying to take the overnight low. Looks like it matched the overnight low, really close. And if it wants to reverse here, cool. We will reverse. We will trade the reversal. We're good at that. And read on YouTube. Make sure you get both Chrome extensions. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I assume you filled out that information. Let me add trial. Okay, you've been added to the indicators. And if you want to get Battle Plan Buddy, that has to be downloaded separately. I assume you saw all of that. And the reason why you want the Battle Plan Buddy is so you can see the battle plan notes on your chart. So I just want to throw that out to you. It's a Chrome extension. If you have any issues, let me know. All right, navigating the Sunday opening against the trend line. Looking for a short. I'm sorry. I'm already short. I'm looking for the battle plan 2 to complete its journey down to 75.40, 75.35. Very nice. So entries for battle plan 2. Wherever I put the flag, the label is what it's called, is where I think the ideal entry is. Every time there's an elbow,
Should I be
that can
trading?
be an entry.
Am I biased?
I don't think
Am I
you can
following
take that on
price
the
or fighting
opening.
price?
That's pretty well drawn of where I think that trade could exist and entry could live. And that's why I took that last night here. Actually, I said, you know what? I think this is where it's going to determine who wins is this level. So I took my opportunity there, peeled, kept a lotto runner. Now we'll see what happens. But the ideal entry is where I put the label when I'm mapping this thing out at 3 p.m. the day before. All right, still battling the Sunday opening versus the trend line here. If you're flat, we're waiting to see if we can get down to battle plan 3 and get us a reversal trade. If you're short for battle plan 2, as you're coming into battle plan 3, it's a great place to peel. Let's go take a peek at everybody else again. Man, Dow is still battling its previous day high. We just can't get Dow down. It's very difficult for us to go anywhere when NQ and Dow is on the opposite extremes of the chart. My goodness, dudes, you're killing me. So tempting to want to take my 20 pointer right here, but I'm going to play perfect chess. Even if it hurts, right, Fonzie? I loved your comment last night on the YouTube video. I did give you homework, didn't I? Here we are. Here we are. Come on. Let's get down. And if it wants to reclaim and go, we will play that game as well. We are against the Sunday opening. It's usually a tough level for the week. But NQ is definitely pushing down. Seems like target is last week's. And we will see what happens. Come on, get down there. So YouTube, we do this every Tuesday. You can also watch the Zoom simulcast right there on YouTube with a channel membership. You can see the join button below if you want to watch it Monday through Friday. I've committed to doing it for the summer at least. We will see. It's hard to stay in after you hit 10 points, even so when you it is. And there's nothing wrong with having your system, Fonzie, that says I'm taking every 20 pointer and I'm out. But you have to walk. Or if you want to play perfect chess, once or twice a week, you're going to have a 100 pointer. A 100 pointer changes your week, in my opinion. It makes your whole week. And you've been around long enough now to know, yeah, once or twice a week, one of these entries goes 100 points. It's up to you. All right. Battling once again the Sunday opening against the trend line. Let's go check Dow. Okay. Dow coming into range. I think Dow could easily push down to the half back and last week's high. NQ still has further to go before its next bounce level. So we'll just watch here, see what happens. If you're short, try to stay short. Could you take your 20 pointer here? Yeah. Could you take a 10 pointer here? Yeah. If we make it to target, though, that's a really strong trade. To be short, you had to survive double, triple, quadruple taps. That's the way it was yesterday. It sucked. So yesterday was 2 points. Today, minimum 25 points. You can see this will track your total at the top of your trade buddy if you are journaling your individual trades. Let's look this up.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
I think I locked in 10. Yeah. All right. Now we're at the trend line. So if you were short and you wanted to lock, like I said, a 10 or a 20 pointer, we are coming at an area that should be a little difficult. I hope it comes to here. So nothing wrong if you wanted to bring in that stop and tighten it up. That is a zoom way out line. So yeah, it probably is an hourly trend line. Multiple sessions, 2 weeks, I think. Thank you, Caleb. So certainly a possible bounce area here. We drew it in the AM briefing. The AM briefings for those is 1 hour before the market opens. Okay. The link is provided in the Discord group. And on Saturday, I scheduled them for the entire week. So if on the weekend you wanted to go hit notify me, notify me, notify me. I used to schedule them one day ahead. Now I schedule them for the whole week on Saturday to make it easier. All right, so the goal is to reach for our target here. I am still short. Um, so A 50 pointer is right here. And this is where you have a couple choices. Do I take the 50 pointer, which is right here in the middle of this strong range, because we made it to the next battle plan location, or do you just play perfect chess regardless of the opposing trade? So if I was doing that, my stop would now go to like 72. If I was going to play perfect chess, it'd go to 72 at this point. There's no wrong decision there. You snag your 50 pointer at 37, or you keep playing perfect chess, and now your stop's above 72. Because who knows? We could keep going and going. We can make it down to expected range. That's a 120 pointer. Which way should I play it, Fonzie? Do you think I should take the 50? Or is that too much pressure? Do I take the 50, which is a perfectly legit journalable trade? I took my profit at the next battle plan turnaround location. Completely journalable. It made it to target. Or do you play perfect chess and play from there? Other thing you can do on perfect chess. Let's talk about perfect chess for a second. You can drop down to a 1 minute time frame and say, you know what, I'm going to play perfect chess on a 1 minute, or I'm going to play perfect chess on a 30-second chart. Okay. Nothing wrong with doing that either. So where would that stop be if I was going to play perfect chess on a 30-second chart? Well, it's up here about 58. If you are in the type of account, you can do a multi-day hold. You actually you want to do the opposite. Where is my stop based off of a 10-minute chart, then a 30-minute chart, then an hourly chart, then a 4-hour chart, then a daily chart? And you stay behind those protection layers, right? I think for today's purposes, I'm going to take my 50 at the next battle plan trade location because that's a great place to take a profit, is where we're expecting there to be the next turnaround trade. So that's how I'm going to do it. I guess I could just keep it there and if it gets to 37, that'll get me out for a 50 pointer. How many of those a week do you need? Come on, get down there. So we battled the Sunday opening trend line. Now let's see if we can get down to battle plan 3. Let me switch over and take a peek. NQ's almost there. Dow's almost there. So 2 more reasons to take the profit about the 50 pointer here is Dow and NQ are entering bounce levels themselves. So we'll see what happens. If we get a reversal here, well, cool, I'll trade it. The drop zone is officially defined as here. Almost made it to the drop zone. I don't want it to turn around here. I want it to come on down. Come on down. Preferably even go a little lower, and we'll bring out battle plan 4 if we go underneath here. In fact, let's go ahead and just pull up battle plan 4. So like I said, battle plan 4 and 3 are really, really tight. So either of those, once again, using this strong range as a beautiful place to entertain going long, almost at a 50 pointer. Micros can pay. All right, so battle plan 2 has almost reached its destination with 2 outlined entries that when I'm mapping them out at 3 o'clock that I think would work well. If you just look at the RTH session, that's there and here. and then almost made it to target. Battle plan 3, we're looking for a reversal trade. Battle plan 4, we're looking for a reversal trade. Oh, come on. We don't need you to turn around here yet. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Get down. No turnaround yet. No turnaround yet, you joker. I'm gonna lock 20 or 50 at this point. 20 puts me back above the Sunday opening. Back above the Sunday opening to me invalidates this down move. So, could we lock 50, 57? Well, no, because that really needs to be at 58, 59, 59. Then you might as well use the Sunday opening. No, I'm going to keep it right where it's at. So either a 20 pointer or a 50 pointer. Let's see what happens. We're on a 30-second chart watching the micro gyrations of this deal. See if we can make it to the end of battle plan 2. Look for a turnaround long. Given the evidence of laddering up here, which stinks. Didn't make it to target. Got close. Got close. All right, let's see if we'll touch this trend line. Will we come up into this trend line area and then push back in? We'll see. Next big test, what happens at the opening? Trend line and opening are the next two. So we'll see what happens. Come on, get down. Get down. You can do it. 9 minutes to IB highs and lows. Trade coach, I saw it flashing, gave a message. Tip number 36, explain your day like you had to explain it to a judge. I've often said, imagine that if every trade you did was automatically put inside the Discord group. Fonzie went long at blah, 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 and you had to defend it in front of the group. It's a good thing to think about. Certainly showing that some short-term traders here are trying to hold price up with a very clear trend line there. I think we need to rip one more down. They all have to get out. Get rid of the early longs. Rip it down, then we can get long. Let's see what happens. Come on. Get down.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
Come on. Step on the gas here. Come on. Take my take profit. Come on. You only needed to go 5 more points. I mean, seriously? Come on. So if you're a full member and you came in a little late, at the very beginning of this, we did a full walkthrough of TradeBuddy. I will be putting together a full A to Z video on it. Um, so coming soon. Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls. 10 more points. 10 more points down. You can do it. Come on. Ten more points. I've got my take profit setting here because I want to update my screenshot. Ugh. Let me get rid of 3 and 4. Let me go to a 10-minute chart. Open my journal. Almost there. I'll do a screenshot when it gets there. Let's do that. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm going to capture 40 or 50 now. We are at the battle plan location, so I'm going to capture 40 or 50. Either one is going to be good for me. Well, we technically made it to, hold on. I need to bring this over to 10. So we made it to target there. I'm going to screenshot this. So it's in my journal now, where my short was, what all of that looked like was. And I think, I wonder if the battle plan notes will go in a screenshot. No, those don't load like that. Okay. All right. So that's what that looks like. Come on. Can I do one more push? One more push. All right. I'm going to change my focus now. We are at battle plan 3, looking for a long here now. So whatever happens on this short, I don't care. I've now got to focus on this turnaround trade. We officially dropped into the drop zone, outlining 2 different longs here as possibilities. I would still prefer to see it do a little deeper push, maybe even a little deeper, and then give the ladder. I'm not that interested in a long here. If you're aggressive and took that, just be protective. You'd have had to have been real aggressive there. But this is an area where we're looking for the turnaround long. So if you took that, you're in the profit, but we're on a really low time frame here. This is not really the snappy back yet that I would hope for.
IB
IB
high,
high, IB
IB
low.
low.
Looks like it's going to get me out at a 40 pointer, which is totally cool. Then I'll exit everything. And we're looking for the turnaround long here. Nice, Jake. It was aggressive, but it was the right location, right? Nice job. I can be short, you can be long, and we're both making money. Nice job. So we made it down into this level here. I tightened up my stop to say, you know what, I got to capture 40 of it. 50 was my ideal. Just it's a vanity number. In all honesty, the perfect is right here. The perfect stop is 40. Because it's right here against the strong level at the entry of the next battle plan. So the perfect stop is actually right there at 40. I moved it to capture at 75.40. So if it gets me out, it gets me out, and we will focus. Well, I already turned my focus, and I'm out. Nice trade, 40 pointer, right into battle plan 3, where we're looking to get long. Some members are already long here. Nice job. Certainly having a nice little move there. You're almost at a 10 pointer. Wouldn't be shocked it comes back. I use battle plans. That's what I trust more. Because there's many other of those you could have taken there, right? Those didn't work out. Almost everything works when you do it in the right location. Does that make sense? Almost every reason works when you do it in the right trade location. So just be careful. All right. So I am waiting. I don't need to be the first one long here. Another bounce right at the label location. I said, don't be shocked if you get a double tap. There's your double tap on a low time frame. We are still laddering down, but we're at a location where it is optimal to start looking for a long. That's the whole purpose of the battle plan. Where do we want to go short? Where do we want to go long? So there's your double tap at the first possible entry outlined to go long. This is the second ladder position long. So we are moving down. It's been a while since we've had a vomit day. What do I know? We could keep laddering down all day long. The one thing you can't do, let's say today is a downtrend day, bell to bell, laddering down. You can't allow a long to hurt you. You have to be a perfect trader still. Just because we're looking for a long here doesn't mean it's going to go 100 points to the north. So be a professional trader. And just because we give ourselves the odds of this is a great place to be long, it may not happen. We could just keep laddering down and down. What do I do in those cases? I move my eyeballs to the next battle plan trade. That's all. I do prefer the deeper part of this, and I said here as well. That said, those who know me know I prefer the deeper pullback here. So I really want to see it push down into here more, then give us a snappy, and we'll see what happens.
Should I be
And if
trading?
you have Trade
Am I
Buddy
biased?
and you wanted
Am I
to include a
following
battle
price or
plan note
fighting
in
price?
your, all you do is hit this little down arrow and it will put the battle plan notes directly into your chart as a JPEG. Okay. So that's the way to include the battle plan note. If you wanted is to just click that down arrow, drop it into your chart. And there you go. That's how you do that. Another double tap here on the label location. Let's take a peek at everybody else. Still a little bit more down, I think we could go. That would be great. Um, so coming into 38 there would be the 50 pointer. I almost captured it, but I captured 40. I moved my stop up to here. Once we hit this trade location, I think it was perfectly done. Two choices, perfect chess or play this is where we're looking for a turnaround trade. There is no wrong option there. You do you. So that would have been the 50 pointer. That's nice. That's fun. And as I said, in this zone here, there can be longs off the top, there can be longs off the middle, and there can be longs off the bottom. You have to pick what you like. So if it finishes this and gets back above, we will pay attention as well. If you take a long inside of this area here, your out's got to be somewhere reasonable if you're going to play a positional long here. I need to update this trade. Um, 65 points. Save and close. Yep, that's what the battle plan notes also said. Main focus is on the overnight low in that strong level. So yeah, we're seeing the same thing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, you know what? I'm going to voice text this. Sorry. Move stop to capture a 40 pointer after price arrived at battle plan 3 long location. I had 40 pointer and 50 pointer take profit. 40 pointer it was. Okay. Yep, that was a short. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we can reclaim here. We officially dropped into what I call the drop zone. It's the two most extreme points of the mapping, and we're looking to for a possible long in this area is what I could say. What do I know? We could vomit all day long. You have to be a professional trader. Any trade at any moment can be a full loser, no matter how well it is planned. Okay? No matter how well it's planned. So you have to be a professional trader under all circumstances. If we can get a reversal pattern here and we can get back above the Sunday opening, we'll start looking to add to our winning trades, depending on how you want to trade this. We're hanging out here in the strong range. Let's see if we can tap the bottom and get some sort of reversal move, maybe. We're still laddering down. We're making lower lows and lower highs, but this is the area we're first looking for our first battle plan trade. As we said this morning, battle plan 1 and 2 is specifically said you don't have to engage in battle plan 1 or 2. If you are going to say, I am not going to engage at 75.75, I'm going to wait till we get to a new area, we are at a new area. If you're still holding short, congratulations, beautiful move. And let's see how this thing wants to trade.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
So now we're exploring the deeper part of battle plan 3 per the notes, as I prefer to see us explore the deeper part here. Let me go check everybody else out. Good. Dow's coming into halfback last week's high. Dow NQ's doing the same thing. It's a beautiful place for there to be a possible turnaround trade here. So this is the apex of the trade for people who are new. This is what we call the apex. Can you trade the apex? Sure. Just you pick where you would want to be stopped out if that apex doesn't bounce. But that's where I'm expecting there to be the first bounce. And then we want to get back above the strong range. And this would be what I would consider possibly the first ideal entry. And then a second ladder option was given here as well. So what do I know? We could vomit all day long, but this is where we're looking for a possible turnaround trade. We're wanting to see evidence of laddering back up. So nice trade, nice trade. So let me show you this. So whenever you journal your trade, you can click this and it'll open your trade. There's a share trade button here. And what the share trade button does is it gives you a beautifully crafted JPEG. It puts it right on your clipboard for you, and you can paste that inside the Discord group, where if you just want to share that trade, okay? Let's bring on Battle Plan 4, because as we said, Battle Plan 4 was right underneath this. I tried to make them into one mapping, but it didn't make sense. It was just too disgusting looking. So this is where we're looking for reversal ladder back longs. The reclaim of this strong range will be a strong signal. Bull bear line down there at 75.13. We have not had evidence of a laddering back yet. For the aggressive who took this as the first long, you did well. It defended, and then we lost it. Now we're looking for reclaims. Reclaims here. Will we get it? We'll find out, won't we? We'll let price do it. We're going to follow price. So these are the two battle plan trades we're looking for here. I really should have updated the screenshot. I'll probably do that at the end of the day because I forgot to screenshot my take profit inside of this trade. I don't need it. It's in the main journal. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay, we need reclaims here. Reclaims here. We're still laddering down lower highs, lower lows. We could vomit down all day long. No big deal. We got more battle plan trades. Nice strong range there. We're bouncing off the top of it. We're bouncing off the bottom of it. That tells us it's a nicely drawn level. All right. Let's see if we can get something in this realm here. Let's see if we can get something in this realm. Maybe, maybe not. It's where we're looking for it to happen. If it wants to push further down, please do it. I love it. The short covering is just going to be better. The short covering is just going to be better. And that short covering may not happen today. It could be tonight. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It's okay. Let's see if we can get a reclaim here of the strong range. Reclaim, reclaim. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. We are in a wonderful trade location. So if I need to stream longer today, we will stream longer today. Typically, we end at the top of the hour. But if we're in an interesting trade location, we trade longer. Unless we got doctor's appointments or dentist appointments, things like that. All right, let's see if we can get a reclaim here. I'd like to see a monster white candle right here, right now. So a nice 50-point move down into battle plan 3. We're looking for a reversal trade here at battle plan 3. If it makes it to battle plan 4, we can play that as well. So we're looking for price to get
Bigger
up
picture.
into here.
Single prints.
Maybe it pushes
Range.
down. Maybe it gets a push there. And we're looking for something that looks similar to this at this trade location. And that's the whole point of the battle plan. Where do we want to go long? Where do we want to go short? Hold a lotto runner to get those 20, 30, 40, 50 plus point runners. It makes for a week. So possible first ladder here at the bottom of this range. Very nice. Very nice. So we are on a low time frame. We're on a 30-second chart. And could this be the first ladder? We were looking for it to come up to the top of here, give us a move down into here. Now clear this. You get to decide which laddering you are most interested in taking. Last night, when I'm planning this out at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, here we are at 10 a.m. in the morning, my time. This is where we're looking for a turnaround trade. Many things can happen between the mapping of this trade and when it actually gets there. Many things can happen. So we have to trade it based on what is happening. So hopefully we can clear this. I would like to see one of those more strong candles that looks like this up right here.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
If you're long, try to stay long. As I said, you get to pick your entry. If you took your long here, congratulations. It was an aggressive entry, but we're doing it in the right trade location. That's important. Will it follow through? I don't know. All we can do is follow price now. All we can do is follow price. If you took the first ladder, 10 pointers are here. Still very, very slow, lethargic price action here. I'd like to see it to be a little snappier, please. All right, ideally, it would test the bottom of this, either half of this or all of this, and bounce. If we could come into here and have a strong bounce, this becomes a high probability entry, in my opinion. We haven't cleared it yet, though. That's the thing that stinks. I really want it to clear it. Get up here. We're still playing inside of it. Let's see if it'll bounce off the bottom. If we want to continue laddering down, I welcome battle plan 4. I have no problem with it. Be a professional risk manager. Do not allow a long to go against you and to keep going against you. Just because this is where we're looking for a long doesn't mean it's going to happen, and it's going to pay big time. Ten minutes to the top of the hour. We finally made it to somewhere new
Trading in
on the
10
chart,
minutes.
didn't we?
Only trade your best trading hours. Take a break. Walk away. Be done.
Ugh,
Be content.
come on.
Adjust afternoon risk settings.
Another reaction off the top of the strong range. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Perfect place for there to be a turnaround trade. We'll see if it happens. Big white candle. Come on, get up there. Big white candle. Very nice. Very nice. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, can't clear this. Every candle wants to touch it. Get up there. Come on. And if we make it to target, I'm estimating that's going to be a 30 pointer type of trade. And if we reclaim above there, certainly look to add to our winning trade above there. Let's bring this back to a 10-pointer for those who took the first ladder. Nice, Jackie. Come on. Come on. Almost had a 10-pointer there for the people who took that first ladder. Expect double and triple taps. This is the price action we seem to be in this week. Clean price action doesn't seem to be in the vocabulary this week. When you feel the accumulation of emotions, if you don't like trading this price action, pay attention to that. All right, ideally, I'd like to see it bounce now off the top of this range. Or honestly make a new low. Either of those two things would be welcome. Either bounce right here, or let's make a new low, or at least attempt, and then strong. So go to a 1-minute chart. Let's tighten this thing back up. All right, so there's your 10-pointer if you took the first ladder. If you took the second ladder, you're green. It's a little tentative here. We aren't really getting a strong push up, but you took no heat. And if we can make it to target, that's up to here. If we can clear this strong range, we'll get really excited. All right, at this point, let's remove battle plan 4. That's not where we're looking. We're still in battle plan 3, looking for a reversal long here. And this is why I had to separate battle plan 3 and 4. It would have just gotten too long of a trade idea, but certainly two really good places to look for a long. And for those watching on YouTube, we do this Monday through Friday. If you'd like to join us, there's a YouTube subscription you can get for the summer for sure. I don't know if I'll continue it past the summer, but a very nice way to get a look at, can we do it every day? Will we get follow through? That remains to be seen. Battle Plan 1 did 10 points last night. Battle Plan 2, difficult, but 10 to 50 points, depending on how you played it. And now we're at Battle Plan 3. The laddering down, we're still making lower lows and lower highs, in my opinion. We really need to have a strong candle above 75.50. Nice job, buddy. Nice job. Nice job. And I'm saying nice job to Mr. Reed DeMarco. 10-pointer is a good day. anyone's standards, 10 points is a good day. Anything more is literally bonus. Come on. Come on. So I am long. Um, and I'm keeping my stops at break even. I like having points to play with. I'm a better trader when I trade in when I got points to play with. Allows me to be a little more aggressive at my ideal trade locations. So let's see if we can get up there. Remember, this is the month of July. It's typically characterized by grindy up and up. You want to hold a lotto runner long to the best of your ability. I don't know if we're going back up. I don't know if we're going to reclaim the opening. I don't know that. I do know seasonality tells me try and stay long. Try and stay long. I'm going to keep one contract at break even, and I'm going to move one contract to 50% of the move to ensure that this trade is green. This long is green. So one contract is at break even. One contract is now at 50% of the move. We're rounding the top of the hour here. We're going to stay streaming a little longer if you want to hang out with us.
Stop trading or manage your runner
All
playing
right.
perfect chess.
Top of the hour, you
Take a
got to
break.
expect some volatility.
Correct. Recharge. Remember, trading requires the best you.
So I'm out of my lead contract. Single lotto runner back. And this stop I am adjusting to behind the strong range. So it can come all the way to the bottom. Give it a bounce. If it gets underneath that, I'll be out. And if it pushes down into here, well, we'll bring back up battle plan 4. I'm not afraid to re-engage because I want to be long with a lotto runner. I believe that's the proper play. So yeah, top of the hour, you got to expect that kind of volatility. Who knows which way it's going to push? Wish it was up, right? So my stop is below the bottom of this strong range. If we're going to take it out, please make a new low. Please. And then give us some snappy ladder back. One thing we're not getting in this move here is the snappiness, right? We're not getting the snappy. All right, let's see if the bottom of the strong range is going to protect my lotto runner. This is literally the playing perfect chess, allowing a bounce level to be between your stop and current price. Unless something majorly changes, I can grade my day. I'll give myself an A in both of those. Um, I'm not ready for full points yet. I've done 2 trades though. Top runner was 40 points at this point. It automatically marked day before FOMC because the FOMC minutes are tomorrow, but that's not accurate. Okay. Something to keep in mind. And save and close. Trader score is 100. I'll take it. I've stayed within my rules. Ugly, ugly right now. But I have to try to hold a lot of runner. I have to. And in fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm closing my platform. So platform is closed. And I'm going to let that lotto runner work. It doesn't need me anymore. So I did 2 contracts long, peeled one at 50%. We were around in the top of the hour. Volatility was inbound. Which way was it going to go? I don't know. But I figured I needed to capture half this move and move my stop actually at a negative position to survive another tap at the bottom. I think that was well played. It could still get me. I don't know. We're still laddering down. It's impossible to look at this and say we aren't laddering down. See if my wife wants to go for a walk this morning. All right. Nice, nice, nice morning. Very nice morning. We saw price action very well. I think we've mapped it well. I don't know if we're going to get follow through. Go take a peek at everybody else. All right. Dow's at a very interesting spot here. I would have expected it to have already bounced, but might have a little bit more. We'll see. Well, at this point, my stops are in. There's nothing else for me to do. I'm going to watch a little bit longer because if we make a new low, I would be interested in re-engaging because if I walk away from the computer now, I'm going for a walk. And if it happens while I'm gone, oh well, I'll just miss the trade. I don't want to miss the trade, so I'm going to hang out a little longer. Price looks very happy here, doesn't it? All right. So one of the things I started doing in the battle plan is when I post a video, it has the timestamps here. And if you just click the timestamp, it'll go to that timestamp for you. So I've been starting to include the video chapters in the battle plan when I include a video, if there's something specifically you wanted to see. And if you like the battle plan, smash the heart and let George know. I like the little British voice I use now for that. And starting yesterday, this is really the genesis for Grandpa Roger. But if you don't use TradingView, I'll start giving out the strong levels that are within a specific range of wherever current price is. They're not all the strong levels, but they're all the strong levels within the price range I select to post them, because you don't need all of them. So that's where they live. All right, so this is where we're looking to get long. Price doesn't look too excited here, but it didn't get hurt. And it's the seasonality to hold a lotto long if you can. Low volume, disgusting price action. Welcome to July. Welcome to July. Oh my goodness. You're killing me, Smalls. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Jackie, did you get to stay long there? Price doesn't look too excited here. We got to clear that 75.50. Okay, cool. All right, well, price seems to have died. I think that's going to be it for me. Nice job, Mr. DeMarco. Welcome to the battle plan trial. And that'll be it for me, YouTube and Zoom. So I'm going to take my wife for a walk and let my runner hopefully do its job.